we hear from the curious letter of St. Paul to Philemon. This book in the Bible is 1 page long. And it gets to the heart of how the gospel addresses and sometimes upsets things in society. Philemon, he's a Christian. He's a friend of Paul. He's a slave owner. Now, St. Paul is a guest of the Roman Empire. Well, he's in jail. And in jail, he meets Onesimus. That's a curious name. It means useful. It's a slave name. Onesimus takes the gospel to heart. Paul receives him and baptizes him. But now it seems that Onesimus' term in prison is over. And Paul is sending this letter with Onesimus, asking him to return to his master. This is a very interesting situation. Should Philemon welcome Onesimus back with love now that he's a brother in Christ? If he does that, what happens to slave morale? Will they all pretend to become Christians just so they can be treated like sisters and brothers? Will they run off as Onesimus had? So, Paul is putting forth here a gospel truth that we are brothers, sisters in Christ, and that is more important than other human arrangements. Paul is not out in the town square leading a protest against slavery, but he's very much a threat to the social order. Nowadays, when we have decisions to make about how things are ordered in society, like what the budget should be, what goes to social services, what goes to the military, what goes to other things or is wasted. If we look at gospel teachings about justice, that will change us and help us to put more resources to help the poor and vulnerable. Or in international relations, if we're angry and tempted to go to war, will we do that? Or somehow hear the gospel call to peace and find another way to resolve things? In our own lives, too. Sometimes there's a resentment or something we want to hold on to. But if we listen to the gospel, we know we'll be reminded that this person we don't like or we're resentful of, this person is a sister and brother in Christ. Now, what happens to Philemon and Onesimus? We do not know. There's not a further letter. But we know that Paul, as a teacher and an old man, he says, who knows Christ, he's giving good guidance, good teaching, good instruction about the basis of our moral and practical decisions.